Well, usually we get together on Christmas Eve, and it's a big family celebration. It's a huge deal. We do a big potluck, and there's like 30 to 40 of us. And it's really the only time of the year that we all get together because we're pretty spread out. So it's kind of a big deal. But then Christmas in general, it's just kind of our own families and who's ever in the area. So
a typical Christmas for me is generally heading home for the holidays, and it's either mom or dad. They split up a long time ago, so it's kind of have to pick one or the other. Generally mom wins, and I kind of hang out around the house just playing my video games. I don't really celebrate Christmas for the spiritual reasons, so just kind of a chance for me to relax, unwind.
My typical Christmas would start with, at least when I was smaller, our family would obviously get together, and Christmas Eve we'd go to the midnight service at our church, come home, go to bed, wake up early. My mom would make a breakfast, open presents. As I got older, people got busy. My dad wasn't always there. My brother can't always make it now, so we just kind of go with what we're given as far as members. Usually Christmas Day we open presents. These days we draw names out of a hat and we only buy one present for that one person. Pretty traditional though. We don't do big family meals anymore. Just kind of getting the family together and having a good time.
Family, well, we normally get together, as many of us as we can. Usually we're all coming from different places around the States, so we all get together at my mom's house, and then, well, we usually open one present on Christmas Eve, and then the next morning have breakfast together, open presents, and then take a nap. That's how it goes down.
Typically, the day before Christmas Eve, we all pile in the cars. Me, my mom, dad, brother, sister, now their spouses, and we go to Oregon, McMinnville, Oregon, a 5-hour drive, and spend Christmas Eve with my dad's side of the family, with his 3 brothers and their families, and my grandma and grandpa. And we have dinner, open presents, do the whole bunch, ham dinner, presents, and then we do dessert, and then we all just hang out and do karaoke and play all those fun family games. And then the next day we wake up, have a nice breakfast with grandma and grandpa, leave, say our goodbyes, sadly, and then go to my mom's side of the family in Bend, Oregon, and we have like a brunch there with them, and my uncle from New York flies over, and his daughter Sarah from DC flies over as well, and we have brunch and we open presents and we spend time with my mom's family on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and for me, oddly enough, my family has a huge Thanksgiving celebration, so our Christmases are usually just small, close family thing, and we just do a dinner on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas morning I'll have dinner with my grandma usually. But other than that, it's a pretty low-key Christmas.
A family tradition of ours is the day after Thanksgiving, me, my dad, my mom, and usually my brother will go get a Christmas tree, and then we'll decorate that and put up the Christmas lights onto our house. I guess every year my mom bakes cookies. She used to do it with us, but now that we're off in college or moved away, that doesn't get to happen for her as much, though she does make cookies still.
Family traditions, yes, on my mom's side we open presents from youngest to oldest, and it has never changed ever since I was about 5. No more kids have been born.
Well, there's the opening one present on Christmas Eve that we usually do, and then one year my mom tried to get us to take a picture holding tangerines in our hands. I don't know why, and she's tried to do that every year since, so you can kind of call that a semi-tradition.
When I was a little younger, we used to do the open up one present on Christmas Eve, but lately it just sort of dissolved and we don't really have any Christmas traditions now.
Apparently my mom, when she was living with my grandma, back in the day when she was younger, they lived in the projects and stuff, so they didn't cook family Christmas dinner. They went out and they bought KFC. So now my family still on Christmas will just buy KFC. for a Christmas dinner. It's pretty perfect.
Nothing is really a tradition besides the food that is cooked. My grandma always cooks, and it's always the home style farm dinner, country dinner. So
The one big Christmas tradition I do with my parents is, because the last couple of years it's just been me and my parents, we always go see a movie after Christmas. So we wake up and we open our presents and we kind of sit around and have a lazy day for an hour or two, and then around noon or 1 o'clock we'll go down to the theater, and we'll usually just pay for one and then theater hop in the back and go see 2 or 3 movies. So that's kind of what we do on Christmas. It's kind of conniving, but it's fun.
This year I'm heading to my mom's house and bringing all my toys so I can just kind of relax, get my game on someplace not in the middle of nowhere. Bringing my little puppy with me, and hopefully just having some good family time.
For this Christmas, I think it's going to be one of my sisters, my brother, and my mom. We're going to get together and just celebrate like we usually do. And watch the dogs, pretty much.
This Christmas I'm not going to be home until probably the 19th or 20th. Sometimes we like to go to Seattle and kind of spend some family time a day or two before Christmas, but that's not happening this year because of scheduling conflicts and money. So I guess I'm just gonna go home and visit with the family, eat some pie, open gifts on Christmas, and then probably go see a couple of movies in theaters on Christmas Day, probably The Hobbit.
This Christmas, I am hosting
Zoe's all excited.
I'm excited. I'm hosting my family's get together, which is a big deal because otherwise we wouldn't be getting together this year. So I'm going over to my parents' house and cooking and cleaning, and I'm taking him.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm going to meet a bunch of her family for the first time, which will be really exciting.
it's gonna be a big shindig.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
this Christmas is very different. Parents are not together anymore. So me, my mom, brother, and sister and their 2 families are going to go to my brother's house, and we're going to open presents there Christmas Day morning and have breakfast, lunch, so a brunch sort of thing, and just kind of hang out there for the day.
Oh, well, I haven't actually recently, but I used to go to my mom's cousin's house on Christmas Eve. They would just have like a little gathering there and make a bunch of really weird food and like just little, skewers and stuff, little snack foods. And they were really avid collectors of Christmas things. I don't know what you'd say. They had like nutcrackers, they had snow globes, they had these little light up miniature towns with people skating on them that they could turn on, and all the little houses.
We always kind of laughed at my dad a lot because he wanted to like get his coffee ready before we opened presents and like wait a long time, and all of us kids were like, no, we gotta open them now.
Every year my mom makes new ornaments to put on the trees with our names on it. We have a little angel dog for one of our dogs that died.
So every year it became my task to try to guess what their new Christmas thing was that they bought. That's just my other story.
I get pajamas every year.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. I have quite a collection of Christmas pajamas.
Yeah. My name is Kevin O'Donnell, and Merry Christmas.